found the place. I think this is the place.
The following day.
Hello guys, how are you doing? Welcome to today's episode of the vlog. My name is Shaun and I'm a YouTuber from Edinburgh in Scotland, but today I am in Louisiana, New Orleans. It is so good to be here, let me tell you, and today there is such a massive atmosphere in the city tonight. I think pretty much any time of year you come to New Orleans, it is a place where you can get lost in the feverish party nightlife atmosphere, alright? But this weekend in particular, there is a big football game on. The Dallas Cowboys are in town, alright? And pretty much for the last 24 hours, this city has been taken over by football fans and everybody is in such a great mood. So I'm thinking, right, I really want to enjoy in the atmosphere because the first time that I went to an American football match, it was amazing in New York. I went to see the Giants against the Detroit Frogs or something. And I really regretted on that trip that I didn't get to spend any time mingling with the fans, enjoying the tailgating, because that looked like a really good experience. Anyway, listen guys, thank you so much for joining in. It's great to have you here on these episodes of the vlog. And if you're new here, please don't forget to hit the red subscribe button down below and then you'll be part of the gang, alright? This city is fantastic. I'm having such a great time here. And tonight is football night. The people here in New Orleans are passionate for the Saints, passionate beyond what I've seen in a long time for any sporting team. So let's go and check it out, let's go and see the atmosphere. I couldn't get a ticket to the game unfortunately because they were going at stupendous rates because it is very last minute. Like we're talking $800–900 for a ticket to this game and I wasn't going to pay that. So anyway, that's not happening. I'm just going to go enjoy the atmosphere. Alright, we're down here in front of the Superdome, the Mercedes Superdome, which is just there in front of me. And this here is the before party. This is the tailgating, everybody's on barbecues, having beers. This is absolutely insane. We don't have anything like this in the UK. I kind of want to go and ask people if I can like join in, but I'm a bit like nervous and shy. Some of them are private parties. This here behind me is a private party, so I won't be getting in there, but anyway. Yeah, it's insane, it's pretty cool. The thing is though, right, I'm told all the people who are going to be watching the game there will spill out onto the French Quarter later on this night. Especially if the Saints win, if the local team wins, it will be madness in the French Quarter, and that is where we need to be in that after party. But it's also going to be very busy. All the bars that got a TV are going to be very busy, but we're going to head out to there anyway. What an atmosphere in this city because of the football, it's unbelievable. Honestly, I've been to football games around the world. UK, Brazil, Scotland, it doesn't matter, it doesn't compare to here. The atmosphere, it doesn't compare. This is next level.
The next day.
Alright guys, I'm going to be interrupting this video from the future to tell you about last night, okay? I think we need to have a chat. It was all going well. We went to check out the football game, tailgating, alright? And then we took a wander into town. And our full intention was we were going to be staying there for the duration of the whole night in the French Quarter. Because you know what, the Saints, they won, alright? The local team won, they beat the Dallas Cow people.
one last prayer. Not answered. Marcus Williams with the pick, and the New Orleans Saints.
Cowboys, rather. They beat the Dallas Cowboys, and there was going to be a massive party last night in the French Quarter, going on until the wee hours of this morning. But that's not exactly how it went down for me, right? So the thing is, I was watching the game at a bar in town, and I had put out the call on Twitter for any of you guys who could give me advice about what the local drink is and where to enjoy it. And I got a lot of advice, alright? So I was in a bar there watching a band playing.
You got a Roja El Gato, you better see a Dr. El Pronto. That shit ain't supposed to be that color.
And Mark, who watches the vlogs as well, he was there, he was playing in the band. It was just a great time. We had a few beers, chilled out for a bit. And then, you know what, I looked at the advice that people said, you need to try this drink called a Hurricane, alright? I got dozens and dozens of these messages from people saying, try a Hurricane, try a Hurricane, try a Hurricane, and go to this place, what was the name again? O something? An Irish bar. So we went there, right, and we thought, right, we need to try this Hurricane thing. It was myself, Tekka, and Alex, a girl that I'd met as well, and we just went out and we thought, you know what, let's try a Hurricane in this Irish bar, this famous Irish bar on Bourbon Street. What an amazing place it was inside there, by the way. Absolutely huge, goes on for miles, and like just a very, very cool place, alright? But we ordered a Hurricane, and I was thinking to myself, why do they call it a Hurricane? What, is it some kind of reference to Katrina? I don't think it would be. Like, that just wouldn't make any sense. It wouldn't be cool. There must be another explanation. Well, let me tell you, for the last 12 hours or so since arriving back to the apartment late last night, I know exactly why it's called a Hurricane. I learned the hard way.
And another dark rum and like the juices, and that is like strong.
I had 3/4 of this drink. I did not finish it, alright? Very fruity, light feeling drink. It did not feel like it was at all very alcoholic. After about half of the cut, it comes in about a pint glass, right? After about half of it, started to realise that I was a bit worse for wear. I went to try and find the bathrooms in this Irish bar that we were at, and then everything started to spin, literally spin around. I took a little bit more of the drink, as I say, 3/4 of the glass, and then I realised I could barely walk, to be honest with you guys. And then the game finished, and as soon as the game finished, I realised I needed to come back to the apartment. I could not stay out. Alright, I was done. I was really worse for wear, to put it lightly, okay? So we jumped in a cab and we headed back to the apartment, to our cottage rather, here. And I had a very unpleasant evening, shall we say. Alright? The Hurricane had me in loops. All night I was spinning. I couldn't basically stand up properly. After 3/4 of a Hurricane, I was out, alright? There was just no way I was going to be able to stay out there while the guys, all the Saints fans from here in the city, were out partying. And you know what, I am very upset about that, to be honest with you guys, because I really wanted to experience a Saints party here in New Orleans. The atmosphere in the city last night was unlike anything I have ever experienced in my whole entire life. Like, I've been to parties around the world, I've been to Brazil, and I don't think I've ever experienced an atmosphere like last night. Quite like last night. It was just absolutely insane. The tailgating was incredible. I wish I had the courage to just go up and, you know, speak to more people and join in, but we were there, we were experiencing an atmosphere. It was pretty wild, alright? And from what everybody would have told me, the town last night, the French Quarter, was going to be an absolute riot after the game. And unfortunately, like I said, we just didn't make it because of this hurricane. I was hurricaned, you could say, hurricaned in New Orleans. I'm not like a typical Scottish person. We have a reputation of being big drinkers or whatever, and I am certainly not that. So yeah, that did me in. That almost finished me. And I did not get to see the party last night, and I'm so devastated. Once in a lifetime experience, and I missed it because I had a hurricane. Can't believe it. Anyway, that was my first experience of having a New Orleans Hurricane, which is a famous local drink here, guys, if you don't know, alright? It's I don't even know what flavour it was. It was fruity. Tasted a little bit like watermelon or something. It is lethal. I think it's got several types of alcohol in it. Definitely rums, maybe even vodka. But one glass, I don't know what your drinking constitution is, but like for me, I couldn't even finish it, and it literally floored me. All right, so just be very careful, guys. If you come to New Orleans and you want to try a hurricane, because everybody's going to tell you that's what you need to have, it will actually punish you. Let me tell you that. Even if you're a strong drinker, I cannot see anyone who could manage to have more than 2 or 3 of those. Like, I just think that would be it. Like, you'd be off to the hospital or something. So that's my first experience and my reaction to a New Orleans hurricane. Bit lost for words, to be honest. I've never ever experienced anything quite like it. The atmosphere, even though I missed the main part of it, was intense. It was good to see the game on TV. It was obviously great to go around the stadium. I really, really, really want to be involved in that one day, but I think I need to be with someone who knows what they're doing. I think I need to be with a football fan for that to happen properly. But just be wary. If you want to try a hurricane, be very wary. And that's it. That is it for today's episode. I'm going to be recovering with water inside all day, probably out the heat. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. It's great to be on this journey with you, to share my experiences of New Orleans as a Scottish guy here for the first time. And until the next adventure, I hope you have a good night, morning, evening, afternoon, or whatever time of day it is, wherever you are in the world. Take care.